custard beer. This is custard beer. In. Seeing as you're asking, it started back in 2004. I was ill, ill with the flu. I was listening to Pornography by The Cure. I thought, I quite fancy doing something like that, but I wasn't really good enough. And I was ill as well, so I recorded it in the bath. I was sick between vocal takes. I just wanted it to be really nasty. It was all improvised, first take stuff.
You did all the
Yeah, I did that, the whole thing. But other than the first track, first proper track, Cold Blessed, it's a bit of a washout. But I do like it. But it wasn't really what I wanted to do with Hateful Abandon. And then Christmas 2004, I think. We were at a Motorhead gig, and we decided that we're probably going to work together. It didn't really come into fruition until last year, because we were lazy and whatever. I don't know why. I kept coming around here and getting drunk, being sick, so
listening to
instead
music
of doing it. Plus a few things. Seth's back. So, we're back. 2007.
The recordings, our recordings started in this time last year.
Yeah,
October last year.
October 2007.
Yeah, the first two songs.
Diamond Spine and Boiling Seeds.
Yeah, and then nothing was done until what? The summer of this year.
August the 2nd, 2008. A week before I got married, and it killed. We were surprised that it was so good. Actually,
it didn't matter that there was such a long gap between the first two tracks and then carrying on until the next stuff. It just didn't really make any difference to the sound.
In fact, it was just surprising though how easily we clicked back into it. But we've never set out to be anything. We never thought we'll be a black metal band or a whatever, pop band, hardcore band, punk band. We just are music. And then that's pretty much it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, me and Martin met in Bristol through Alex, Captain, who's in Salute. He moved to Bristol, met Martin in the pub, got to know him. I started going to Bristol, met him, and I'd already done Swine. Salute was rolling, and yeah, you know, that's what I was doing at the time. And then I just realised that we had a lot in common with music, especially. You know, we kind of knew that there was so much fucking crap out there, and the majority of people were listening to just bullshit, basically, and didn't really. People are like, yeah, you know, we're into fucking extreme music, we're into this kind of music, that kind of music, but no one was actually really sitting down, kind of listening to bands and checking them out properly. And we were, so I think it was kind of. Martin said that he would love to do stuff, you know, with me and just do some stuff together, and it was just natural that. We would do that.
No shit. But I think I think a lot of the way that Hateful Abandon sounds is because of our backgrounds. I'm primarily a bassist, and you know, did you start off drumming or guitar?
Yeah, drums.
Yeah, so drums and bass, it fits really well together. It's locked in.
I've always, drums are my thing. I've always written the drums for Salute and Swine and everything, so as soon as Martin said, you know, I want you to drum on my stuff, I don't want to use a drum machine anymore, I want live drums, I was like, well, fucking A, you know. I didn't really care, I wasn't really interested if he wanted me to contribute to anything. I was just happy to just fucking play some drums to the music I liked, really.
But it turned out that I'm the left half of the brain, you're the right half of the brain.
Yeah.
Now, definitely now.
Yeah.
Well, I think that probably happened from the first time we started doing stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Listen to
You can't have a big lead over that.
No,
you can't have a big
no,
lead
but
over
it needs some kind of. It needs a
It needs
flowing.
vocals and loads of background, like either shouts or stamps.
It needs, yeah, but it does need some kind of flowing melody behind it, whether it's
and it wasn't like you weren't like, you know, I want to bring what I've done before into this now, I want it to sound like this. You just said, I've got some ideas. I didn't really care what it was going to sound like. I just knew that we were going to create something that was, you know, it wasn't going to be crap.
There's no preconceptions. There's nothing. We just did it.
Even if it wasn't going to be amazing, it wasn't going to be crap. But it ended up being pretty sweet.
It's definitely special. I don't think anyone else is doing what we've been. At the moment, they probably will. It's off.
Well, loads of fucking.
But I mean, the thing is, obviously our background is. I reckon a lot of alternative, a lot of black metal. Obviously, at background, the roots is black metal, but
that's what makes the difference. Is the fact that we're both not just into fucking extreme music or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
That's what makes the difference. Is the fact that we've both got very broad ranges of music, and that's what made it interesting, and that's why I wanted to make music with Martin.
It's mostly dark music, obviously, but I'm not everything I listen to is dark, but it's darkish. The thing is, what we didn't want to do is just do another black metal band. The black metal content of Hateful Abandon is like the rock and roll content of punk. It's like the punk content of hardcore. It's there, but it's not. We are not a black metal band. It's there. It's you can taste it.
It's in the roots.
It's the roots, maybe. Yeah. I realised over the last kind of 5 years, I'd say that it's a bit of a shame that people don't open up more and more into music, because they're missing out on a lot of stuff that they maybe don't know is the roots of their music they're listening to. But to be fair, 90% of people listen to absolute shit anyway.
Yeah, but it all comes under the same thing that we've got our lives, we do our fucking stuff, but we're so passionate about music. We're fucking geeks, but it's very real and very true, and it runs deep in the veins, and it's very serious. So you're gonna want to do something with it.
Next question.
Where we are is this is the studio. This is the Salute studio. Everything that we've done or I've done has been done in here. It's just an old fucking barn that's kind of just been turned into a studio practice room. And yeah, Martin started coming down about a year or 2 years ago. 3 years ago. A million years ago.
I was still doing Basilisk at the time. But yeah, I came down here at the Basilisk time before I did Abandon, I think. And then we met up and I gave you the CD copy. Some crazy times.
He used to just get the train down just to come out and drink some beer, listen to music. And then we got it was kind of easier to talk and listen to stuff in here rather than just meeting up in the pub. And
not that we didn't go to the pub.
no.
But there's plenty of times where I can't deal with pub environment. Well, I didn't used to be able to. I'm better now, I think. I used to go crazy sometimes and just walk off.
Smash off.
Smash off.
Yeah.
I've got a temper.
It's cutting out. Oh, it came from basically. Started off. Martin came down and said, "Okay, I've got these ideas, but I want to start off just bass and build, and that's just happened. That everything happens that way." So yeah, he just played a bass line, I put the drums down, and then we just basically layered the rhythm guitar, maybe a lead, and just whatever we thought would sound good on the song, we would put down, and then the vocals would come. And that just, it worked so well and so quickly that we've done that for every song.
The thing is, obviously, like you said earlier, we're going to get into a rut if we do that all the time. But I've always worked on my own with Basilisk and Abandon. I've always worked off the cuff, but it's always been, I always got wrecked and recorded. The only reason I got drunk first is because I wanted to come out without me having any additions. And I've always just done it. And maybe that's the first time I've actually done more than one take when I did Hateful Abandon with you. Not because of any reason really, but if I went wrong in Basilisk or Hateful Abandon, I just scrapped the song. I mean, obviously there's fluffs on it, but I went through hundreds of songs with Basilisk. There's hundreds of songs. I've got tapes stacked up. You could release about 50 odd demos, I reckon.
But then it's different when you're on your own and you've got like a 4-track and
when you're on your own.
But you're just putting ideas down, so you don't want to spend 3 hours going, oh, I'll stop and re-record this guitar line because you just want to fucking get things rolling.
Yeah. But I also wanted to be very honest. That the thing about, obviously Basilisk was black metal, and the thing about black metal is there's so much posing and so much pretension. I really just wanted to be as truthful as I could with Basilisk, as in literally just plug the guitar in and go. And obviously the whole bedroom thing came at the same time I think as Basilisk came out, and I got swamped. That's why I finished it, because I got swamped with saturation.
Bedroom beat.
Oversaturation of bands. It's the same with all genres though. There's just too much of everything apart from good music. That's the only thing that's not oversaturated.
I mean, it's too easy for people to make music now. You know, it's cheap to buy a computer, buy Pro Tools, or buy like a fucking 16 track digital piece of crap and just record. It's easy, so you just get swamped with rubbish, and people think they've got a right to kind of be proud of that. And I'm in a band, I've got a fucking MySpace. You know?
But that's the punk dream, the whole, you know, that anyone can play.
Yeah, but
the problem is it's not true.
Yeah, but the punks back then, the DIY thing, no one had any money. There was nothing, so you had to borrow. You had to buy.
Well, Nick stuff.
It's just rubbish.
Pretty much
Nick, crappy basses, rubbish guitars. To hope that someone's going to give you some time in a studio and then put it all together with some gaffer tape and then try and sell it. But now you don't have to do any of that.
The beautiful thing about punk, which I was talking about last night to Mr. Tollerstream and my wife, is that the big myth about punk bands, especially at the time, is that they couldn't play. That's a myth. They could fucking play. They could play really well. They just couldn't play compared to today's fucking virtuoso crap, soulless rubbish. You know, not everyone wants to be Steve Vai.
No. But it's the same now, like in here, you know. This is not really, you know, it's DIY, you know, this has been built up by myself, my money, but, you know, I've been able to get money, but, you know, I haven't had to live on the streets and beg, you know, I've worked hard for it, but I don't mic the drum kit with a million microphones to get a sound, you know, it's kept basic, this has always been kept pretty basic. It's not as basic as what he did before.
But most things basic.
It's not.
It's worth noting before I agreed to do this with, well, Tom agreed to do this with me. I did actually record some stuff with just a hi-hat, and it turned out pretty well, to be honest.
It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's 10 times better than a million microphones on a 16-bit drum kit.
But I felt that I deserved a proper recording after all this time.
Well, just clearer, just clearer.
No,
it's
clearer. Yeah, it's so proper. You need to hear everything. I've lost my voice because of screaming earlier on.
Once the bass and drums are down, we basically set up the guitar, and we usually start with a rhythm guitar. Basically, mine brings the ideas for guitars. And
we have worked together the last couple of songs.
Yeah.
I think Painters wrote them today. Maybe that's the most we put our heads together. Really.
But you're there with the guitar, and it's usually we start with a rhythm guitar, and then there's a lead. You know, the lead to follow, or vice versa. But you know. And once that's down, that kind of gives it the sound of the song and where it's going to go, and then we add things to it. But we haven't gone nuts. We haven't added. I think we only layer about 3 times. Yeah, 3 tracks.
Most of the time.
Because we've tried. There's synths on certain songs, but they're very quiet. Because you know, once the song's grinding along, then you go, whoa! Like, man, fuck that. That's crap. So,
yeah,
it's very simple. Yeah. Rhythm guitar, lead guitar's done, and then maybe some effects, background sounds, and then after a few beers, a break, we hit the vocals. Then we usually give it another mix, turn off the lights and listen back to what we've done, and then just keep listening and do a few more mixes, and then it's done. And then we fucking finish and leave, and then listen in the morning and done.
We're done, that's it. But it's taken a long time for this album to come together. Well, I don't think it could have happened any other time. I'm glad it's happened now. I think we could have done anything 4 years ago, but it wouldn't have been as good as it is now. I don't think.
No, it was kind of just happened. It was like, well, it's got to be done. We can't keep going. Yeah, we've got to do it, and another year rolls past, and the years rolled past so quickly. And then you think, fuck, it's been like 3 years. What are we doing? And you know.
A lot of people seem to think that Hateful Abandon will never happen because it's never come out. I've been saying it's been coming out for 4 years now, over 4 years. It was August 2004. I said I was recording the next thing. Yeah, we've just finished Famine about a month ago. We actually finished mixing it around about 2 weeks ago. It's turned out fantastic. Flows together really well. Starts getting a release in the next couple of weeks.
It was nice to mix because after every session we pretty much mixed the songs anyway. So it wasn't like, oh, I've got fucking 8 tracks to mix and go through them all, and you know, it was tweaking to be done and just mastering, and yeah, it was nice.
But there's a massive difference, I think, to some of the tracks. From early on, they sound rejuvenated. But obviously, the time is best spent on mixing. It's not to say they sounded bad originally, but
no, they're just a bit flat, I suppose.
So yeah, Famine, it's been done, it's done, this is what we've done, and it's going to kill you. If you like music, you'll love it. And that's all I'm going to say about that, really. Because I'm not going to say, if you like this band, you like that band, you like this genre, you like that genre. If you like music, you'll love it. I know a lot of people have heard it who love music, and they've said that fucking kills. It's good.
It's good because, well, at the moment anyway, it's very off the cuff. You know, he just comes in with some ideas, put a drum beat down, put the bass down, and go with it. And there's not a lot of thought that goes into it really. It's just, you know, we know what we like, we know what we want to do, and we put it down. And maybe in the future, and I think after a while, it will come to a point where I think we'll probably have to, you know, spend a bit more time.
Oh yeah.
Because we will have more ideas, and that won't make it less of a thing. It'll just make it better, and we will know where there's a point.
Well, at
we're
the
not going to
moment,
go fucking crazy and go.
This is pent
spend
up.
an hour, you know, a year on one song.
This is a release of pent up stuff. I think we've both had for a while. Not being able to do it with anyone else, really. And there's no one else I could do this with. There really isn't anyone else I could do this with. I think you could probably find some people to do it.
Well, he tried to get Martin Atkins down originally for the drums, but he was so busy that I think I was just the next call. So we just kind of went
I
from
actually
there.
chose you over Martin Atkins.
Well, he says different. The album's done, and it was an idea to extend one of the old songs for maybe like a future 7-inch whatever, and instead we were like, well, you were like, why not just carry on, you know, and
Might as well
start recording for another album.
I think, can I just say that I think recording singles and 7-inches is probably dead now. Because it doesn't. It's for underground bands. I've no wish to be like another underground band.
I think it's different for us because we're a studio band. It doesn't make sense. But I think if you're a full working band, you've recorded an album.
Out.
You know, you've got someone says, hey, you know, you want to release a track, or you know, they've got a track spare. And it's different, but wouldn't make sense for us, so we just carry on. So we came here today to just carry on, and the computer pretty much blew up. We got it running again. The microphone blew up.
Everything.
It's been a mess, and that's the whole thing with recording with digital crap. Basically, if I had the money, I would love to use old vintage analog stuff, and you know, it'd be so much more fun, and
It would be more fun.
Yeah, and it sounds better every time.
Hello. Rumbling jungle.
But yeah, anyway, we ended up recording 2 tracks. One we didn't have time to finish, so we've got 1 track.
Copper Foundation.
Yeah, which ended up sounding nasty as hell. Doesn't sound like any of the other tracks. And yeah.
Well, none of the other tracks sound like each other anyway.
No, they don't. No, but
That's part of it.
this has got more of a, I don't know, it's probably the coldest sounding track, because there's no kind of, it's not sad, it's not dark, it's not aggressive. It's aggressive, but it's just, it's like the sun goes down a very kind of
It's not a tantrum. It's not a tantrum. It's a ritual. But essentially, it's regarding how our passion, our biggest passion, is music, and it's just falling apart. It seems it's going.
The sound of the song is what I want music to sound like. It's music in my head every single day, going to work, going home, being pissed off, being happy, whatever. The kind of sound of this song reminds me of what I am.
Yeah. Again, complete accident. I think it's catharsis, and it was totally released. I've probably never done vocals like that actually.
For us to do Hateful Abandon live, it would be so hard because you're gonna need 2 guitarists, you're gonna need a bassist, you're gonna need keyboards, you're gonna need loads of things, and to find all those people, you know, to find people who could do it properly would probably already be in bands, and they would have to like the music, and it
I don't think there's any way we could have someone that isn't already in the band. Because we'd need to know that they could do it.
Exactly, and then it's just going to be, you know, who's going to travel here or travel to Bristol to practice? It's just going to, people having, it's just not the way. I don't know, it's just,
it could happen, but it's going to take a lot of spunk, a lot of sorting out, a lot of rehearsal, really.
Well, yeah, and it's just,
I'd love to be able to do it. I mean, to take a carnival out and put the whole band.
Fucking Carney out.
But the thing
I'd rather
is,
just play drums fucking live.
I would play the song we did tonight for an hour.
Yeah, it
would work.
It would. The stuff would sound amazing live. It would sound better live, but it's finding the people, and that's the hardest part.
Are you rolling? This is the image of Hateful Abandon. There's no image. There's fucking nothing. This is the image. This and this. It's just this is this. There's no image. If you were to do a lot
the show would look like, for one, it wouldn't be Warlock guitars.
No,
it wouldn't be Ibanez
I've
guitars.
never liked that. I've never liked that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of my friends wank and cry over these spiky guitars. I've never ever liked it.
It would just be. If the money was there, it'd be decent amps, decent gear, spent, you know, time spent on what's going to sound good, what amp's going to sound good with this, with that, blah blah blah. White lights, smoke, and fucking just basic as hell, as basic as possible.
If you could get it.
But, you know, yeah, with a good, not just going, okay, well, what lights have you got in this club? I've got like a red light and a fucking green one flashing. No, we'll just bring our own lights. It would be controlled. I'll get all my mates on a yacht, but your mates wouldn't be able to afford to get there on one.
Your mates are shrugging.
Your
mates aren't your mate.
I'll pay for you to come over, and they're like, well, you're just fucking.
You're sure.
You're fucking cool. Yeah, it's just crap. You're a yacht.
That's a fucking yacht. I want to buy a yacht to put on it. In front of
Got
someone.
one massive sound system. Sick.
How do you have to yachts?
Contact Martin via Hateful Abandon MySpace, Tollestreet,
tollstreet.co.uk.
Yeah, and any questions go to Paul Kevin Instagram.